Facebook. Today we have an amazing guest for you to see. I put his bio up a few minutes ago with all of his links. He's worked his way from the bottom of Tampa Bay to hosting his own show called Comics, Loving Comics at Emerald City Comics, which is the largest comic book store in the Tampa area. He has a show there every Saturday, the first Saturday of the month, especially when the world reopens. So he's also open for Bob Levy and Artie Fletcher. This guy has guest appeared, featured, hosted, and even headlined for Shine Entertainment and Chuck Tarzian. Hope I'm getting that right. He's done it all, you guys. Let's go see him right now. Here he is. Look who's here. James Esterline. Hey, James.
Hey, Linda.
Hi, welcome back so we can redo this whole thing on new technology.
Awesome.
What's going on in Tampa during an amazing pandemic time?
It's starting to get back to normal, I think. The first show, comedy show, it's like a mixed mic, though. It will be Sunday I get to go do, Sunday night. And then that's at Steep Station at 10:45. That's when I go up. And then, as you can see, it's a beautiful day here. That's why I did it outside again. It's always beautiful in St. Pete.
Wonderful. So the ozone layer is clearing up, but you know, we're getting back a little bit at a time, and you do have a real in-person show coming up. So that's really great news.
Right.
They're going to social distance a little bit at the show.
Yeah, they still have to do that.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's a capacity, but it's an outdoor event. It's indoor outdoors type place, so.
Oh, great. So, if people want to come to it, where is it located again?
Steep Station on Central Avenue. It's 2601, I think, is the address on Central in St. Petersburg, Florida.
Great.
There's comedians and musicians performing. Yeah.
Wonderful. Did you send that to me in the information you sent?
I don't think I did.
Send it to me later. I'll add it. I want to add it. Have you been
People are still scared to go outside, so I don't know if it's going to be a lot of people there or not, you know.
Yeah, I get it.
I'm scared to go out.
Yeah, I'm starting my own mic where I'm letting people get up and do loose 15 minutes. So eventually it'll be tight 15.
I saw that. I think I shared it on Facebook for you on my page. I know some comedians in Vegas. So if they see the link, then they'll come up and hang out with you.
Thank you so much. Yeah, I tried to get 15-minute spot a couple months ago, and people were like, no, we're not going to let you have 15 minutes at a mic. So I thought, okay, I'll start a 15-minute mic.
That's the one I'm doing Sunday. You get 15 minutes on that set.
Wonderful.
Everybody signs up for that show.
So let's go back to the roots, because you and I had an interview before on terrible quality, but take me back to your childhood. Like, when was
I grew up in
funny?
Say that again. I'm sorry.
That's okay. We talk over each other. That's what Zoom's all about. Take me back to when you first figured out you were funny, and when people first figured you out you were funny.
I was born in Chicago, and I grew up in Michigan, and I started to get into stand-up comedy by watching it when I was little, when I was about 11. But I got into music too, so I started doing that. And then I've always been drawing and doing tattoos and murals and stuff like that too. So I always never really thought I never had that big of an urge to do stand-up at the point. But you know, if you're a funny person, if you're making people laugh. So when I started bartending, I started writing my jokes down. I've been bartending in Florida and St. Pete for almost 20 years now. As of March, like 20 years I've been here. And then I would serve, I'd bartend for the rich and famous people that came and stayed in St. Petersburg or that lived here at the Vinoy Hotel downtown St. Pete. And then Ric Flair, one of the guys, said, start writing your jokes down. And then I did. And then a couple of years later, he's like, you need to get on stage. And so a couple other people talked me into it too, but mostly him.
Well, you've got awards for bartending, and you've probably got stories about the rich and famous. What of that would you like to talk about?
Every competition I got into, I placed in, but I'm more focused on making your guests happy, you know. So joking around with them is one way to do it. And there's a lot of people I've met Howie Mandel there. He was fun. I met the Princess Ferguson of Wales. I didn't know who she was, and I was talking to her for like 20 minutes. When I met Howie Mandel, he was pretty awkward. We have a high top table there. Well, there's like 4 of them, but this one seats like 8 people, and it was filled because America's Got Talent was in Tampa. So it was filled with Howard Stern and their family and Sharon Osbourne and her family. And so when Howie Mandel came in, those guys were the hosts back then, he came in, he grabbed a cocktail table chair and dragged it over to the high top. So when he sat down in the chair, he looked like a little kid, you know, with his head poking out. I'm like, you could have grabbed, I'll get you a chair from the bar if you want. So, you know, those are the same height. He's like, no, I'm fine. And he orders the fruitiest drink. He ordered our Planter's Punch. It's like the fruitiest, girliest drink you can order. Yeah, they're good. I like them too. And then Howard Stern made a joke about that as I was going to get the drink. I already put a napkin down. I put a coaster down, everything. And I went and got the drink made. And he's such a germaphobe. When I came back, he had taken the napkin and he took the drink from me off my tray with the napkin and set it down, and he kept the napkin in his hand the whole time he was drinking and talking and ordering and everything. And I said, hey, Howie, I was like, I love you and everything, but I touched that napkin too. So you touched that directly to your hand. You're wiping your mouth with your hand. You're touching your nose. I was like, but don't worry. He got a big bug-eyed look on his face. Like, don't worry. The bartenders are the cleanest people in the world. We wash our hands after we touch money, you know, credit cards, dirty plates, dirty dishes, and dirty cups every time. We have hand sanitizer. This was probably in 2012.
That's so funny. They should
The
have
whole
had you
table
on,
started cracking up, actually.
they should have had you be a special applicant out of that. That's hilarious.
Yeah, that's just one of the funniest things. Queen Latifah used to come to the bar because she didn't like room service. She liked the bartenders, so she'd come to the bar and she'd be wearing her pajamas and her fluffy slippers. And there's a whole bar full of people wearing, you know, it's a 5-star restaurant, so they're all wearing tie suits, you know, club wear, and she'd come down and order right from the bar. DJ playing music in the hotel, and she's wearing fluffy slippers. She's a doll, though.
Yeah, I like her a lot. I'm glad she was a nice person to get to know. Did she converse with you?
Yeah, she talked with us while she's sitting there. She's nice.
I have a question for you.
Just to ask you about the city, you know, and stuff like that.
Yeah. Here's a question for you. Where's Bobo?
Bobo?
Yeah, where's Bobo today?
The Mexican gorilla stand-up comedian?
Yeah.
He's in his cage. He's quite a character. He goes on stage every time I go on stage. You know, I see him at all the shows. Right now, he's staying here and he's locked up in his cage.
Is he in a good mood today? Can you bring him out?
Oh yeah, he's always in a good mood. I'll go find him if you give me 1 second. I'll get him out of his cage.
We can wait. I'll take over.
Tell him a joke real quick. I'll be right back. I'll get him. Hey, Bobo.
All right. So Bobo is very close, and he'll bringing Bobo. Bobo with James Esterline every time he goes on stage. You can hear all the wrestling in the background. James was talking about meeting some celebrities. I'm filling time till Bobo gets back here. I met a bunch of celebrities in my day.
I gotta get my guitar and everything.
You can hear him in the background. My favorite celebrity to meet was the age-old scary guy, Vincent Price. So I worked at the Portland airport in Portland, Oregon, and I was waiting on this guy at the register, and he bought 2 packages of certs. And I looked at him and I said to myself, you're either a high school teacher of mine or a famous man. So I said, I'll know by your voice. Something said, I'll know this voice. So I said, will that be all? And he goes, yes. And I go, you are Vincent Price, as if he needed me, the clerk, to tell him who he was. And that was my celeb sighting. How we doing back there, James?
I haven't eaten no breakfast.
Did you have to feed him?
Where's my baby Listo? Oh, there's Listo. Okay. Hey, Listo, you got to do an interview with me, buddy, on Facebook and on Zoom.
Oh, okay, Daddy.
Here we go. Here comes Bobo. James, Esterline, and Bobo. It's like calling for the
All right, hang on. Where's my
one
sunglasses?
trap singer.
Okay.
Are they coming? I know he's coming soon.
All right, here I am. I am here. Hey, my team said you wanted to say hi to me, buddies.
Hi.
It's me, Bobo.
Bobo. Bobo. Oh my gosh.
My magical tricycle. Well, how are we doing today, Miss Linda?
Good, Bobo. How do people know the difference between you and Bigfoot?
Oh, I'm a gorilla.
Oh, that's different. Are you into
Bigfoot's
gorilla
not real. I'm a
marketing?
gorilla.
Do you like Gorilla Glue?
Oh, that's what keeps my family stick together, you know, gorilla glue. You stole my joke.
Oh, I'm
Oh,
so.
you're a funny lady.
Are you into guerrilla marketing?
Oh, that's funny. Guerrilla warfare when I'm on stage. You see my hands, they are white, but I am black gorilla too. I'm half white gorilla, half black gorilla. Yes, I didn't get all the black gorilla parts where I wanted them. You know what I mean? I'm from Mexico. Have you been to Mexico before?
Yeah, I love it.
I was born in a zoo in Chihuahua. My mom, she was taken from Congo and put in Chihuahua Zoo. That's where I was born at.
Wow.
Yes, I wanted to be stand-up comic. I used to get bullied when I was a little gorilla, baby gorilla, like Listo. My baby Listo. This is Listo. Hey, Linda. I'm baby Listo. Yes, can you see him?
Little bit, not very good.
Oh, he's a black gorilla. Like his mom. He looks like his mom. I'm gonna sit down. Okay, Listo, you sit down. And so I used my humor as a defense mechanism when I was getting bullied. And I figured I should go be a stand-up comic. So I jumped over Trump's stupid border wall and I come here to Florida to tell jokes on stage. Yes, Donald Trump, man. You like him?
No comment.
Oh, well, Donald Trump is silly. He believes that Harriet Tubman invented the subway. You know, Donald, you silly goose. It's the Underground Railroad.
That's
He's
right.
silly, you know. He thinks that Black Friday is a Ice Cube movie. That's how silly he is. Yes, silly Donald. I said, Donald, it's the day after Thanksgiving, buddy. He's like, oh, whatever, you're fired. Like, I don't work for you, Donald Trump. I'm illegal. Anyway, if they sent ICE to Florida like they did a month ago to catch illegals like me and baby Listo, and they put us in a cage, you know, and they put baby Listo in one of them little cages, like they put the baby Mexican kids. Listo don't care, you know, he don't mind. He was born in cage. Yes, I was born in cage. That's a funny joke, Listo. That's a writing. I didn't write that one. Listo wrote that one. Yes. I was born on, you know, I grew up on the streets of Chihuahua before I came over here, you know. I'm from the streets, you can tell, right?
Totally.
The direct question. Yes. My balls are from the street too, Linda. You know what street that my balls are from?
No.
Oh, it's actually cul-de-sac. A silly joke for you. Yes, that's how I've been doing the shows and open mics here in the St. Petersburg area for like 6 months, maybe 8 months. I don't know. Yes.
I bet you're a real hit with the ladies.
Yes, I like the ladies. My wife gorilla snuck baby Listo into my hat when I jumped over the wall, and here I am with a baby now, though, you know. It's not really popular with the chicks to have a little baby.
How many bananas do you eat on an average day?
Oh my gosh. They pay me in bananas, so I eat like 50 to 100 bananas a day.
Wow.
Yes.
Do you find bananas appealing?
Oh, that's a good, yes, I like that one. That's a good joke, amiga. I like it.
So where'd your friend James Esterline go? Is he around?
I don't know. Mac James, he got me into comedy, so he lets me stay in his backyard in the tree. He got a cage for me.
Mac
He'll
James.
be back in a little bit if you want me to go get him.
Well, Mac James is his stage name, right?
Yeah, yes.
Yeah, don't get mad at me. I don't want any gorillas in Vegas coming after me.
Oh, no. You're a nice lady. I like you. You're a pretty lady.
Thank you.
I'm from Mexico, but I don't drink the Corona virus. That stuff is swill. I only drink good stuff, you know, like Pacifico virus, Modelo virus. I drink Dos Equis virus is my favorite virus to drink. Yes. It's the most infectious virus in the world. Yes. Stay infected, my friends.
Do you swallow?
What?
You heard me. That's all I got. That's the only thing I could think of.
Oh, yes. Fastest beer drinking gorilla in all of Mexico. I'll go get your buddy if you want now.
Okay, go get your buddy. Go get
I'll be right back.
Mac James, right?
Yes. I'll be right back.
Mac James.
Hey, buddy.
These stage names throw me, you guys. I'm from the day where people had names. Now people have names and AKAs and aliases, or those are the same. And they have stage names. The gorilla is fighting with Mac James. Can you hear it? He's a crack up. I know you guys are back there. You better be behaving. So I'm so happy to have Mac James on because in a very short while, he's worked so hard at his craft and his craft drinks. He's underplaying it. He's got numerous awards for bartending. He's like been all over the place. He says every time that he's been in a bartending contest, he's placed. Yeah, he's played very highly, and he's award winning, and he's done everything in comedy in a short 3 years. And he's
There it is. Mac James has come back to Linda's comic spot.
Woo! Mac James is back. I sure appreciated getting to meet Bobo.
He's got his own Facebook show or Facebook Live or Facebook channel or whatever you call it, page called Ask Bobo.
Yes.
People ask him questions and he gives them an answer.
Wow.
It's usually pretty funny.
That's quite the interactive thing you got going on top of an impersonation. And Bobo's also doing an impersonation of what was the little character's name?
Oh, that's his baby Listo.
Listo. Yeah. I've never seen that before. That was so cool.
I guess when the character got named Bobo like a year ago before he ever even got on stage, the person that named him Bobo didn't know that Bobo meant stupid in Spanish. Which has nothing to do with my manager at work saying that she thought Bobo sounded Mexican when he was talking. So that's how he became Mexican initially. And then he had to have a backstory. So
it's so cool.
Listo means clever in Spanish. So he got named Clever so that he didn't have to carry the family name like Bobo Jr. or nothing.
You have a guitar there. Tell me what you got the guitar for, Mac James.
Gibby. It's a Gibson. His name's Gibby. He's the Power Tour Tiger Gibson electronic toy guitar. All the sensor bars light up and make different. It's like playing a real guitar, kind of. Yeah, I'll show you. Gibby's awesome. He's actually the second one. The first one broke when I got hit over the head with a stop sign at the Lakeland County Line show last August, or no, what was it, July, I think. So this is Gibby 2, the sequel, Gibby 2 Dope.
Somebody
The
hit
first
you
one
over
broke.
the head?
Yeah, the host gave me the light, and I told him to shut up and stuff. His name's George Alger. He was hosting a show in Lake City. They called the County Line Comedy Jam Show, and it's a pretty good show. But then I wouldn't get off stage, so he clubbed me with a stop sign, broke my guitar, Gibby Senior. Then I had a burial and a funeral for him on Facebook Live, and he's buried right over here in the corner here at Mac James headquarters, right in the yard.
Mac James, can you just move a little bit so the sun is not directly behind you, please?
Keeps moving. The sun keeps moving, not me.
That's Florida.
Yeah, that's where the guitar's fun. I take it on stage with me and play guitar.
Can you play a little? Are you planning on playing something right now?
No, I just had it. The gorilla was supposed to play it. I gave it to him. He didn't use it.
Oh, man.
He forgot. He's a gorilla, you know. He's not the smartest.
So, how have you been doing getting through the pandemic?
I didn't hoard any toilet paper like everybody else has been hoarding toilet paper, you know. Because I got a little puppy, and when he poops on his training pad, I just go over there and shit on the training pad next to him, and then we just drag our ass on the carpet together.
That's
and I just roll it up and throw it in the garbage, so I didn't worry about the toilet paper issues.
You both like to express yourself.
I'm just working every day. I'm a bartender, so we're not serving anybody at the bar, just the tables. Because of the social distancing, you can't have a bar full of people yet. And I do a lot of to-go takeout orders. People come in, and that's where I get. I mean, it's not bad money, so I got to keep doing it until we can bartend again.
Right. So just so that the new people that didn't see the original video we did on bad equipment, take us to the very beginning when you got on comedy and when you started comedy 3 years ago, what all you did to get to where you're at now.
You just got to get on every single stage you can, whenever you can. And so if you can get on 3 open mics a night, get on 3 and listen to people's advice if you don't think they're malicious, you know. If they're nice people, listen to their advice and keep hitting mics, and then someone's going to eventually ask you to come do a show. So you do, and you're just filling a spot, basically. That's what it felt like. But it was a long 40-minute spot that I filled. And it was in Alex Soto's show. And that was like 2 hours from here in Summerfield, in the middle of the sticks, in the middle of the woods.
How did that go?
It didn't go great. And then so I did some more, shows people would ask me to do, but you just get to as many open mics a night you can, right after work. Or you gotta have time for your family too, so can't do it every single night for some people. But if you're someone that can, that's the best advice I'd give. And then keep hitting open mics. And I do a lot of reading and watching videos like Masterclass. I watched Steve Martin's Masterclass and finished that.
What made you decide to go into comedy in the first place?
I always wanted to do it since I was like 11 years old. And then finally, like 3.5 years ago, I was talked into doing it after I was writing all my material down. And so if I would have bombed though the first time, I probably wouldn't have done it again. So it went well. The bombing came later.
I bombed for the first 5 years.
Yeah, if I look back at that video, I'm like, this is horrible. You're lucky that you had some friends there and some other comedians liked a few of your jokes. It wasn't as horrible as like Ben Tong Z, the Panda Bear stand-up comic. The first time that Panda Bear went on stage at Coconuts Comedy Club, that's the oldest comedy club in Florida, at Bob Shoemaker's place there. He bombed, not a single laugh. 5 straight minutes, this panda stood there and told panda jokes, gay panda jokes. He's a gay panda on stage, and not a single laugh. It was the most awkward thing I've ever seen in my life.
Holy Toledo.
It was somebody like that dresses up like a gorilla or a panda, I guess. It was really awkward. But he did good after that a couple times.
That's awesome. So
he tells this panda bear joke because he's a gay panda. He said that once he hooked up with a crazy polar bear, but the polar bear wasn't gay like him. That crazy polar bear was bipolar.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
That's a whole different kind of polar, huh? Yeah. So where do you plan on taking your comedy now that you've had time away to rethink it all?
I'm going to pick up where I left off and start hosting my show again at Emerald City Comics. And then buddy of mine,
First
Nathan
Monday of every
Gilardi.
month.
You interviewed Nathan Gilardi, I think.
Yes. Well, I'm going to be having him on again too later
Good.
tonight at 6:00.
He's been doing comedy like 7 years, like twice as long as me, but he's a lot younger than me. But we're going to be doing a show together. We're just looking for the right room right now.
Oh, wonderful. Let me
And then,
know when that comes up.
Hopefully, in a couple years, I can start touring when my son graduates. I don't want to be doing that while he's in school.
That'll be so awesome. I look forward to seeing that.
I can tour Florida, but I just can't really tour much further than like North Georgia right now.
Yeah.
Kids.
So you've got, you do impersonations and you have comedy that you've developed very quickly by doing very hard comedy gigs. You've been out there doing everything from featuring, hosting, headlining, and doing all the open mics you can. So
one headlining it, and that was I got $25 plus tips on the side from the host and the
headlining.
guests.
Was that when you opened for Bob Levy and Artie Fletcher, or was that separate?
Oh, that was way separate.
Yeah.
I headlined at an open mic. I did a 30-minute set at an open mic, and that was the feature, the headliner, whatever you call it. And then
sorry,
I did a lot of guest spots.
We're talking over each other. I'm not that great with this Zoom yet. What was it like getting to open for Bob Levy and Artie Fletcher?
That was pretty nerve-wracking. And then I was doing good on stage, and then started telling some Trump jokes. And I guess they're not big fans of that because they're Trump supporters. The crowd was as well as Artie and Bob. So a couple minutes later, I recovered. And then I closed with my last 8 minutes was real solid. Everybody laughed, but it was really scary. But those guys are awesome, man. I love them.
Yeah, I got to meet Artie. He's very, very nice. I've never met Bob Levy in person.
I watched the interview you did, though. That was good.
Wasn't he great?
He's funny as hell. He had my wife really laughing everywhere. I've never seen her. I mean, she liked, I took her to the show I hosted downtown last year, and I had Lindsay Glazer, and she laughed just as hard at her because she's hilarious.
I love Lindsay Glazer. She comes here to Vegas quite a bit and does Steve McAnally's show.
Oh, yeah. She always has encouraged me, so she's not one of the comments that blow you off when you ask them about, hey, what do you think of this bit, She'll tell me what she thinks, and if she doesn't like it or does like it, and if I ask some other comedians, and they're not even Lindsay Glazers, they're locals, friends, and don't bother me with your material. I got to worry about my own business.
Yeah. It's tough getting people who are competing against you for spots.
I don't look at it as competition though, to me, but other people do, like you said.
Yeah, that's
me.
right.
You're only in competition with yourself with your last set. That's the bottom line.
That's all there is.
That's how I look at it. If you did well your last set, you got to do better. And if you bombed, that's what people are going to judge you by, your last set you did and you bombed.
That's why you're going places with 3 years under your belt, because you're tough and you're not, if one person won't help you, you'll find somebody that will.
The guy that hit me with a stop sign, George Alger, went to comedy school, and that's where he started. He never got on another stage besides the one he hosted, and then a stage that he did here with me in Tampa Bay. He did 2 mics with me here in Tampa when he was here to visit me. But he said he's never been on any open mics, and he just went to comedy school, and like, that's the easy road, man. Ouch.
Yeah.
You get to host your own shows because you went to a comedy school, and I had to bust my butt to get better at timing and better at everything. better at placing jokes in your set and not putting certain jokes in your sets and reading your crowd. And
why did he want you to get off stage, and what made him think it was okay to hit you with a stop sign?
right. And he killed my best friend Gibby, and I had to get a new guitar. He's a big jerk, and if I ever see that jabroni again, I'm gonna rock bottom him right through a table. We're friends. I'm just kidding. We set the whole thing up. We set the whole bit up.
Did you
I
really?
wouldn't get off stage, and I was giving him business. And then I said, "You got to hit me with the chair," but the owner wouldn't let him use a steel chair, so he went and got a stop sign, like old what was it, UFC style, you know? Or no,
Yeah.
what was it?
That's what it made me
WWE
think
that
of.
was hardcore. I can't remember the name of it. I watch wrestling too, and I can't think of it.
This
But yeah, he hit me
reminds
with a stop
of
sign. I threw myself on the ground. Everybody thought I was hurt because I wouldn't get off stage.
It reminds me of the UFC.
What was it called before? It doesn't matter. It's a wrestling division that Vince McMahon bought. It had like Rob Van Dam was in it. I'm trying to think of the name of it. They always use stop signs in it.
Got it. So how is the pandemic going to make you a better husband, family man, comic, with all the time you've had to rethink all your values?
Right? If my wife doesn't kill me, I'll be really extra nice to her. We've been penned up in the same house. She's a teacher, so she's been teaching online to the kids on the computer.
Yeah.
And my son's been on the computer, on the other computer all day, every day, because they're giving him twice as much work, and he's in all the honors courses and in this magnet program for technology. So if they don't kill me for just playing jokes on them all day and running around with gorillas, riding tricycles, stuff like that.
I bet the neighbors.
I drive her crazy is what I'm trying to tell you. So
Yeah.
I'm trying to not be as obnoxious. When she's at
the
school all
neighbors
day and I'm at home
know.
before I got to go to work, I get to do whatever I want here in Mac James headquarters.
Mac James.
I jumped off that rooftop once through a big thing we caught on fire, and
What?
it was a stunt we did. We do all kinds of. I rode a skateboard off the rooftop up there.
Oh my
Crashed through these ladders that we had set up. We do stupid stuff back here. But when she's home all summer, and now that this pandemic's here and she hasn't gone back to work, I think they canceled school for the rest of the year, which is like another week, but they canceled it months ago. I can't really catch stuff on fire out here.
Do your neighbors love you?
My neighbor is a pastor at the church next door here at Mac James headquarters. So one time, I probably shouldn't tell you this, but I was all dressed up in my suit and tie, and he came out all dressed up in his suit and tie. I said, "Hey, where are you going?" It wasn't Sunday. He's like, "I'm going to the hospital downtown and start praying with some people that are dying of cancer and stuff." I'm like, "Oh, cool." Well, he's like, "Where are you going?" All dressed up. I'm like, "Oh, I got to go do a show where I'm going to tell a joke about my mom's vagina." He said, "Okay, break a leg." He's cool with it.
That's so cool.
My other neighbor, I don't even know how he knows my name, but he said, "James, come here," and he helped me fix my tricycle. And while he was fixing it, he's Okinawan, so his whole house has got Okinawan flags in his backyard. It's just like Mr. Miyagi's. He's got an old cool car. He's got chickens everywhere. Everything's immaculate, and there's lots of luxurious plants and stuff everywhere, and bonsai. And I'm like, "Oh, cool, man." He's being real nice to me, and his kids over there comes over, says hi, James. I'm like, "I don't even know how you know my name." Weird. That part was weird. And then I was like, "Can I call you Mr. Miyagi?" He's like, "Oh, James, you funny." He's like, "Yes, you can call me Mr. Miyagi. If I can call you Daniel-san." I'm like, "Are you kidding me right now? This is like a dream come true. I grew up in the 80s and loved Karate Kid." I'm like, "Yeah, man, this is awesome." He taught me some karate too. He taught me how to wax on. I'm not very good at that, but I'm pretty good at waxing off. No, that's a true story. I did ask him to teach me karate too.
It sounds like another character for a different gorilla.
All right. He lives across the street from the pastor, so.
You got some
there's
characters for neighbors.
Yeah, my Gabers are across the street.
You have some gabers?
Neighbors. Yeah. It's a luxurious neighborhood here at Mac James headquarters. We got the lady that calls code enforcement on everybody that lives right here. And her husband's cool, but she's like mean.
Wow.
Someone's lighting their backyard on fire and jumping off their roof, you know. Fire department shows up. I don't even answer the door and they go away. The fire's been put out.
Mac James, you're a riot. I'm gonna post all the stuff you sent me again with the video later today. And I can't thank you enough for letting me retape you and for people to get to know who you are off stage. Because oftentimes people just get to know who comics are when they're on stage. You let us into your backyard to tell us about your neighbors, to show us Bobo. And what's Bobo's child's name again?
Baby Listo.
Baby Listo, which means what?
He's super cute. My manager put that diaper on him for me because I didn't know how to do it.
What does Listo mean again?
Clever.
Clever.
In Spanish. Yeah.
So much better than Bobo in Spanish, right?
Definitely.
Thank you so much. I'm going to head on out, but anytime you want to come back on for 5 minutes and make any special announcement of something you're doing, you're welcome back. You're a riot.
All right, I'll be doing that soon. You're a lot of fun too, Linda.
Thank you so much, James. Have a great day. I miss you already.
All right, thank you. I love you.
Lots. Bye.
Talk to you later.
Hey, bye, James. James Esterline, everybody.
Everybody's talking at the comic spot. The comic spot.